I've always had a passion for like flights, so to speak. I think every boy's dream is to become a pilot when you're young, of course. So, but when you naturally grow up, you want to know how things work in the background, right? So that's where engineering came about, right? So I wanted to do a discipline which encompasses like pretty much everything, a bit of everything, so to speak. So mechanical was a good choice to get started with, and I can still focus on aero, I can still focus on structural systems. So that's how mechanical engineering came about. I knew, apart from just uni lectures and tutorials and units and stuff, I wanted to keep myself busy. So I was part of a student team called Monash Human Power. So we design bicycles and we try to get it to its limits. So top speed, aerodynamics. We have different sub-teams. And I was a part of the aerodynamics team. So that's where I got exposed to CFD and the structural team, FEA a little bit. I wasn't experienced as much. So apart from my apart from MHP, I've done multiple interns over my summer break. So I worked with Maple Grass Printing, which is another PhD startup company at Monash as well. Another HVAC consulting in the city. I carried out my FIP with Bombardier for my final year project. So I just try to keep myself busy and just try different things. So mechanical engineering is a huge field, right? So I try to kind of take little fields and just go see what's happening, so that at the end of the day I know what I'm comfortable with and what I like. So when I get out in the industry, I can work with what I like. The main one was CFD, so to speak. So when I joined Monash Human Power, it was my second year. I think it was the start of my second year. So I got exposed to CFD right away, right? But if you're a normal student, like some of my friends who were not a part of the Human Power team or like FSA team, or we've got a master over team, so to speak, they don't get exposed to these simulation softwares as early on. They only get exposed to it in like end of year 3 or start of year 4, which I feel like is a bit too late. So that was one of the major things, and that's where my interest in CFD came about. A lot of people in the team already had extensive knowledge using this software, using ANSYS. So that's how I got started with CFD, so to speak. Project management. So we have different sub teams, right? So a structural team might have a different requirement, and we have aero package. We're trying to make everything as small as possible. Whereas the structural team, they want to fit other things which will complement the stresses and the dynamic loads, so to speak. So to work with different teams and have a system such that they give us requirements and we carry out project management, technical side, so industry connection. So if you think about it, our Monash Human Power team is connected with a lot of industry. So we go to Ford every year, Ford Proving Ground, to test our bicycle. We go to Holden Proving Ground as well. So going from there, we've got industry connections with carbon fiber manufacturers. We've got connections with Leap. Obviously, we get technical from Leap, and they sponsor us. So you build up connections in the industry as well, because you're going to work in the future. So it's good to build connections as well. So if I wasn't part of the student teams, I don't think I would have come across CFD, other technical project management skills, just industry connections. So it was, I think, in hindsight, it was a good call getting in a part of the student team. I think I would recommend it to other students as well. So my first interaction with Leap was the YouTube videos. So we had a very lengthy tutorial process for our Monash Human Power CFD team, which was created by Hishan. So I had to watch that multiple times when I started my second year, because I didn't really understand what was going on. So that's how I got in touch with Leap as well. So I had a few questions, and we logged a support call with Hishan. He was helping us a bit. And obviously over the years, we met them in our launch event. And then towards my fourth year, because I was in touch with Hishan and you, of course, so had the opportunity to come in to Leap as an intern. So throughout my final year, I worked at Leap as an intern. So I kind of understood how the team worked, how many customers we have, what are the things we do, what's our business model. So it was super interesting getting involved with stuff. So throughout the intern, I made tutorial videos for our customers. So, I worked on topology optimization of a bell crank, did some aerodynamics for a solar car. So that kind of attracted me to Leap as well, to come into Leap and pursue a full-time job. And obviously the team as well. We've got a very tight-knit team. So I directly work with about 5 to 10 people very closely. And I think that's very helpful because we have a small team. I think you get exposed to a lot of different things in the industry, CFD, FEA, So, and the people as well. So, friendly people. And that's why I really wanted to work at Leap. Yeah, so I started my grad position at the start of March, if I'm not mistaken, 2020. So I think I was in the company for a solid month. Or like 3 weeks, and towards the end of March, start of April, we went into lockdown, so to speak. So yeah, ever since, it's always been, I moved my whole setup. I got my monitor, I've got my stand, I've got my keyboard. I moved my whole office setup to my house. So this is kind of my office setup, my bench. So we've been using Teams extensively. I get in touch with my manager, my colleagues. We've got other people in the company as well. So Teams is extensive. It's been very helpful. So if I need to reach out to someone, I just give them a call or like just send them a message. So I think that's been easy enough, but it's been hard though. So I think working from home was exciting for the first few months, but as things gradually go on, it's September now. Close to end of September, I'm getting a little bit tired of it, and hopefully we get out soon. But I think so far we've been keeping up quite well with the COVID situation. I think everyone's got up online on Teams and just working virtually. It's been very helpful as well.